it's time. It's time to review the AoW HK Season 8 IBO Finals match. I've been putting this off for a little bit, so this is the first time I'm going through it in its entirety. Let's see how it goes. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, to start, it looks like HK has decided to go with 3-tower setup, completely ditching middle. AoW, 2 at home, splitting their forces between Tower 4 and Tower 1, and kind of overcommitting to middle with 8 players against none, so that's going to make it a little bit harder to deal with the side towers. At the start of the match, looks like we have even players, 28 versus 28. And a couple of HK players going to the altar, so we'll see what they decide to do with that. Skipping to the 3-minute mark, we can see how this breaks off. Lots of solo attacks. And we got a couple rallies coming in from the front line. Seems like quite a crazy fight. And it looks like very even in the in Tower 1. We get the first port, but our front line is holding on with a little bit of prosperity, but we do manage to get the move back, which is crucial. And we'll see somebody else taking the front line. See, this is what can make the difference in a fight that's this close, is moving back and staying alive with this prosperity. And if they don't focus you, then you can just defend your teammates, and now you have a numbers advantage, whereas they lose one player and now are struggling to make it back. 1 or 2 players, I think, actually. Does this guy get ported? No. Okay, so their player manages to stay alive. You can see eventually they get ported, and our players in the front line are still alive. So this is a big difference maker here. Once you start like clearing up this tower, though, right? The players that have a good amount of prosperity, we want to keep them to defend this tower, and the players that have little prosperity should be looking to basically sacrifice themselves to get damage on the enemy, whether it be like moving up to block or something, taking aggressive positions so that they can get themselves ported, because at this point it's going to be very difficult for them to regain any ground. So getting ported, getting your prosperity back to full, and then helping elsewhere on the map after you do that is going to be very critical for moving forward in the game. But let's see how the bottom tower goes. Looks like they got an overwhelming numbers advantage, so we're just stalling. AoW just stalling, preventing the capture for a good amount of time. I mean, like, it's been 10, 11 minutes, and we still managed to prevent them from getting the tower. Had this been coordinated perfectly, perhaps they could get it. But they would need a couple of supports and timing from all their members to potentially secure this tower early into the match. I think just the fact that we're able to stall with like our limited amount of players is giving us a huge advantage early into this game, because we've already taken this tower and Central is guaranteed. We're about to take it now, so the guy's doing a good job defending each other. I think was that a successful rally? Rally comes in. Let's see. Yes, successful rally. It seems like they're sending like 4 or 5 in the rallies, and this is what they need to do. If they can't break with solos, They need to be rallying multiple targets or targeting the same person with multiple different types of marches so that a few of them are successful. Sending in a couple of reinforcements, and AoW has left 6 mid. I think that's a good number. 7, so maybe 1 or 2 can leave, but just keeping this secure for the game, holding our home tower, like, I think leaving 6 there is good. It's pretty safe. There's no reason. Just hold this as long as you possibly can. No reason to even come back here until they. You can see that they're sending more than they need, right? Like we have 5. We're still holding it. Like this tower really should be theirs by now, and they're sending like an extra 4 relocations. So they're gonna be spending a lot of time here at this tower where they can't actually win the game with this tower. Like they need central. They need our home tower. They need this tower. So. When you go for this like 3 tower strategy, if you don't get a numbers advantage on both of these towers, you're in a tough spot. And now like struggling to make something happen at the home tower, it's not looking good for HK at this point. They do manage to clear us, but again, they have so many players here now. It really it's a big overcommitment. Okay, I'm gonna go back and see what the altar play ended up being. So they decided to go for a home tower, 2 versus 2. I've tried this before. If these players are confident and can stay alive, like it takes so long to kill. Even if you have a skill advantage, it takes so long to kill these 2 players if they play it well and defend each other. You end up having to rally, and you can't take the tower 2v2. It's very difficult. Like you see, they just move together. And we can stall this for so long that anybody that gets ported or comes into the match late, they just come here and then you're at a numbers disadvantage. It's impossible. It's just an impossible task, really, to try and do this 2v2. You need teleports, you need support, or they just need to play it really bad, which we obviously don't. So I'm gonna get some teleports in, but like the support's coming now, and they're kind of split. It's just not really gonna work out very well. This needs to be blocked, and it's going to be defended, so... Yeah. I don't see them being able to take this tower. Let's see. Yeah. And I mean, once we realize that, like, we just stalled this tower for however long, they're finally getting it, 17-minute mark. We have 3 towers. We signed a few more. We stopped this push. It's very trivial to win this game now. All we have to do is just centralize our players, make sure we have enough at this tower, and it's pretty much, it's game over. Like, there's nothing they can do. They've already invested teleports. They've overcommitted bottom. There's too many of them in spawn. There's none of us in spawn. Game's already over at this point. I mean, we could pretty much just watch the rest of it play out, but you can see how hard it's going to be for them to try and rotate around the map to get here. I'm assuming they're sending players, yeah, because they had overcommitment here. They had to go somewhere, right? So they come down here. But I don't think they're ever going to take this, if I had to guess. Nope, they don't. Central doesn't really get contested too heavily. We just have a few people on the outskirts. We have way too many people, so they're never going to get like a base, a good footing set up here. And they're just playing an altar game at this point. And I imagine this is how it goes for the rest of the match. Okay, so they switch focus. They decide to come up here, but this is the kind of setup you need to see to break a tower like this. You need to have people all surrounding, hitting like coming from multiple angles, cutting off the reinforcements. But and that kind of setup there is something you would like to see if you're actually going to commit a full break. But to commit this many players, right, somewhere else is going to need to be pretty weak. So that's, you can see, like, there's less players here. There's only 4 here. So it makes you vulnerable, but it's what needs to be done if you need to get that 3rd tower. And I mean, it's a good setup. They do manage. Let's see how they manage to execute this. All right, we got 5, which is a good number. They start showing up with altars. Yeah, here's 2. And then, yeah, the surround comes in. Let's see. Must have been a bunch of altar players, I imagine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, around the 40-minute mark, they start to get this around, and now the job of AoW would be to just stall this as long as possible, because we're not going to be able to send reinforcements once they have this surround around the tower. So it's going to be stalling this as long as possible and then shifting focus somewhere else on the map. Right? If you find yourself in this type of position, unless you have a lot of teleports to expend, like 5 or 6, then you could hold it. But at this point, it's just a stalling game now. You just try to dish out damage where you can, and try and keep yourself alive, defend your teammates. Stall their push as long as possible. And yeah, you can see like they'll start to find there will be weaknesses elsewhere. We decide to go for home tower, but we probably should have just shifted focus here, sending like relocations from home tower. Home tower should have probably just shifted relocating here. I mean, 6 is good here. And then imagine these players have just gone all around this tower, and now we have like 8 players, 4 from home, 4 or 5 from here, hitting this tower. They have no reinforcements because they're all up here, right? Central still completely safe, 6, 7 players. And then anybody who dies here, right, they just reinforce this tower. So that's the rotation you want to see from AoW at this point. Like, the game's already locked up. You know they're going to get ported. They have overwhelming numbers advantage, right? And if you have to commit this many players, you're going to be weak elsewhere on the map. So that's where the focus should have probably shifted here. It's way easier to take than this tower. But either way, great game, great performance from AoW. Just a solid game. And yeah, I'll be checking out the third place match shortly as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Good game to all the teams in the playoffs. It was fun playoffs. And see you guys in the next season.